and welcome to our Employer Spotlight featuring Smoothstack. My name is Chelsea Zbikowski, and I'm a member of the Employer Relations team here at American Public University System. Joining me today is Bob Gentile, who is a recruiting and engagement manager for Smoothstack. Bob, I'm thrilled to have you with us today.
I'm so happy to be here, and Smoothstack is happy to be here as well.
Fantastic. Well, I would love to get started by learning more about what you do for Smoothstack.
Sure. I've got that fortunate job where I get to reach out and engage with the community and different organizations and colleges and different initiatives to bring talent to Smoothstack. We're looking for that untapped tech talent out there, and I get to go out into the trenches and look for it.
That's exciting. Our role is always fun to be able to connect with new people and things. So now with Smoothstack, can you tell me what it's like to actually work at Smoothstack?
Sure. It's great. All the way from our CEO, down to everyone on our team in HR and recruiting and everyone that we hire in the tech field. Everyone is very caring and looks out for one another. It's a real team environment. My CEO came over, was an immigrant and had some success playing tennis and got to an Ivy League school and did really well in hedge funds. And he's the first one to tell you how lucky he is and fortunate he is to have gotten a tennis scholarship and got a lot of things presented to him but he realizes that there are a lot of people that don't get these opportunities presented. And he's all about supporting this initiative of bringing the underrepresented into the tech field and building them and making them successful. And I love being a part of that and doing that. Wow,
that's so important. And it's so incredibly important to have great culture when you work and actually love to work where you work. And it sounds like you do at Smoothstack. So what kind of roles are you looking to hire for our students, alumni to look into?
Sure. We just kicked off cybersecurity initiative. Nice. Where we hired 36 military female veterans to start a cohort, SOC analysts, NOC analysts, penetration testers. The military is a great transition to cyber. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be taking off with cyber. We're in the middle of that right now. We're also hiring entry-level software developers, Microsoft Dynamics engineers, Salesforce developers, but we're pretty much always looking for full stack Java developers, continually cloud engineers as well.
Great. Now for these positions, do people have to have experience in the background or are they entry level?
Sure. So we don't start from ground zero, right? So you got to come in with some basics and there's obviously some bonuses to have. I always say, depending upon what it is that you're coming into, what track you're going for, if it's the developer role, it's really good to know some scripting languages and feel pretty confident about those, and also have, some object-oriented languages behind you where you have that go-to. Every company, no matter where you go, is going to have some sort of a coding challenge or some sort of a challenge, and to give yourself some tools to get through those challenges so they can really see who you are, and that's what you want. You want to get that opportunity, and unfortunately, in order to get that opportunity, you have to have some of those tools. So,
right, yeah, well, that's fantastic. I know our students alumni would definitely appreciate those roles. So now I want to give our students alumni some insider scoop on what a recruiter would wish candidates knew when they're applying.
Well, that is a great question, and I do panel chats on this all the time. I think it's very important that obviously your resume is clean and you're listing. And if I'm looking at your resume, I'm able to see that you have passion for the field that you're applying to. You don't have to cater your resume to every single job. That's a cover letter. And you can do whatever you want to show passion in a cover letter. Not all organizations are really paying too much attention to the cover letter due to algorithms that we pull, for words that come out, and we're looking at resumes more focused on those. So it's important to get those really show that you're passionate. Even if you had a job while you were in high school and you were in Geek Squad or working in tech in some capacity or helping grandma rebuild a computer, if you could just mention that, it just shows passion and just making sure that you're not throwing everything under the sun on your resume because you've been exposed to it once. I think it's important to kind of be truthful on there as well, and making sure when you get reached out to by a recruiter, it's not a text. You're not texting. So I know everyone nowadays is texting, and you have to respond capital letter, period at the end. Thank you,
right.
Thank them regardless, because more times than often than not, you're going to circle back at some time again, and they're going to have that information in their system. So it's important to remember that corresponding back and forth with the recruiter is part of your interview, and you need to kind of make sure that you're doing what you should be doing.
Right. Yeah, that's so important. I think a lot of times when we're in those interviews and everything, we forget to actually be human. So I think that's introducing passion is, I think, a good thing to recommend to students, alumni when applying. I love it.
Absolutely.
So I know for Smoothstack, you guys have an apprenticeship program. Can you just give me more detail about that so our students and alumni know exactly what they're to be applying for?
Sure. So ultimately, as I said earlier, we're all about representing the underrepresented in the field. And unfortunately, that is women, military veterans, and those that are economically disadvantaged. Maybe they live in an area where there's not a lot of tech, or they could only, afford to go to a 2-year college, and what we want to do is we want to dig in the trenches in some of those areas and find those underrepresented people. And the way we want to do that is we have this, we basically, what's really cool about us is we hire based on aptitude. So it doesn't, regardless of what your pedigree is, we care about that. Obviously, if we get a lot of college degrees, we get a lot of career transitioners. We've got, people out of the military, as I said, but there are those that we've hired and are in a developer role that have been self-taught or only got 2 years or did attend a boot campus or something like that. And we want to work with anyone who's able to meet our aptitude. What this does is it takes all biases out of the hiring process. So when I talk about a great company core values of Smoothstack, this is really what attracts me to Smoothstack, is that we try to eliminate all the biases. I get to work with somebody, who has working at a McDonald's and self-taught themselves and see them grow and be the only family member. The job is so integral part of a success in a family. And if to put one person in a job like a developer or an engineer or a cyber job and see them flourish, it's just wonderful. So what we do is we hire them, that if they meet our aptitude, they go through a 12 to 14 week training where it's an apprenticeship, where we're going to basically give them everything that they need to know for that job that we're hiring them for. So we want to get them the specifics. We want to get them used to what type of environment they're going to be in, what technology they're going to see, and also, the tech stack that they're going to work with, or the things that they're going to have to deal with in front of them. So it's almost like getting the answers to the test before you start. Right. So we want to make sure you do that. So when you start in that job, you're adding value from day one.
Wow, that sounds like an incredible program to be a part of. So I'm hoping our students and alumni will find this very intriguing and be able to move forward and apply for your positions. So one more thing before we wrap up, I do want to know, where can candidates apply for your jobs?
You could follow us on all social media. We're everywhere. Connect with me on LinkedIn personally. Your network is your net worth. So it's good to have people, even if you don't know me, I'm happy to connect with people in the field and help you along the way. But that's definitely check out smoothstack.com as well, and you'll be able to apply to the jobs there.
Fantastic. Well, Bob, it's been a pleasure chatting with you today. And thank you for providing your advice and wisdom to our students and alumni. And I encourage you to visit smoothstack.com to check out their opportunities available. And if you are an APUS student or alumni, email us at careerservices@apus.edu. Talk to a member of our team. All services are free for life. Again, Bob, thank you so much. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. It's been awesome to be here in front of all your students.
Awesome.